ever been to first time at a comedy night? Who's here? First ever time? Yeah, first time at a comedy night. Welcome. Enjoy yourself. Relax. Get into it. First time at the Nieuwe Anita, anyone? How many? Give me a cheer. Give me a cheer. Welcome to the Nieuwe Anita. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful night. Please, are you ready for your first act for the evening? Yeah. Please welcome the wonderful Socrates.
Keep going there, Ken. You want to be careful about any kind of Nazi. Yeah, he's actually my teacher. He taught me English good. Which is good, because English isn't my first language, because I am an American. You're an American? Me neither. Actually, I became Dutch in January, so yeah, now I'm a Nederlander. Yeah. The expats always cheer. Dutch people go, okay. Helaas en pindakaas. One more. I'm the favorite kind of immigrant too, because I'm old and unhealthy. Yeah. That's why people voted for Gert, you know. Like I say, I'm an American, so it's a weird transition. Today is the 4th of July, which means something to us more than it means the 4th of July. It's been years since they've ever said that. See, we're getting better, right? You guys are paying the news. The America's improving, right? I haven't checked the news. I just assumed it. You don't want to check the news about the USA. In fact, you don't want to look at the news at all, if at all possible. I don't know, like I said, I left the US, they're doing fascism again for some reason. I'm not sure why. They're also doing what they call fascism and communism. Do you know that that's not the same thing? It's hard to be a fascist communist. It's like a vegan cannibal. Because both are really bad. No, it's not true. You can see I am a vegan. I see a lot of nuts. They're good. It's like eating a whole forest at once. One pig or an entire... No, take the whole forest down at once. That's what we need at the moment. Yeah, I'm a green person. Anybody else vote for the Green Party? There you go. I've mentioned the Green Party. They never ever get any sort of positive response whatsoever. And of course, nobody admits to voting for Geert Wilders, but somebody did. It's like in the U.S. I actually remember back when George Bush ran for against Clinton, and before he lost, there were like Bush stickers everywhere, and everybody was going to vote for Bush. And then he lost, wasn't a sticker to be seen. Nobody voted for him. Because in America, we like to vote for a winner. Even if you lie about it, it's good enough for us. Because we don't really read anything. We don't do history. You ask an American to name a country in the world, they say Africa. And if you ask an American what's the best country in the world, they'll still say it's the USA. Which is logical. Because they only know Africa as another country. And out of the two of them, you can see why they would pick the U.S. They go on a foreign travel, they go to Georgia. You say you live in Amsterdam, they say, what is that, Michigan or something? Holland, Michigan? I don't know. It's weird. I was in the U.S. recently. It's a different culture, different diet, different looking people, sounding people, thinking or not thinking people. I like living here. They say in the U.S., if you don't like it here, you should get the fuck out. This is a great saying, and it works because it's logical. I didn't like it there. I got the fuck out. I've been happy ever since. Hey. Getting applause for leaving the U.S. I'm in the process of giving up my citizenship, so if there's any racists or misogynists that want a place to go, I'm leaving the chair open. But you should go quick, because I don't know how long it's going to be there. I'm not sure how long any of this is going to be here. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm turning younger and younger every year. Woo! Because I'm 58 now. Thanks, appreciate it. That's true, it's the correct reaction. Which is 85 in Dutch, by the way. Yeah. that joke. I got 2 more years to work on it. When I turn 60, I have to lie. I'm 6 in Dutch. Doesn't make any more sense. Life is a transition. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. These last few years, I think we've all seen life transition from weird and crappy to crappy and weird. What happened, you know, a couple years ago? Anybody else remember COVID? We all meditated for a couple years, thought about what we've done. We should improve ourselves. How can we fix this world? What's wrong with the world? We all realized that it kind of sucks for no reason. We should get rid of the suck part. But what happened? Nix. Nothing. The Dutch have that word called Nixon. It's not the president. It's arguably worse. Not the worst president in the U.S., by the way. Nixon was pretty good, all things considered. Now you look back on him and it's like, yeah, that guy was all right. But the Dutch have this word, Nixon. It means nothing. To do nothing. They use it a lot, actually. As COVID ended, you know, just at the end of the sourdough phase, we were all getting in touch with ourselves in various ways. And it was in March, actually, I thought the world was coming to a new world. We have this new world in front of us. Opened my door, beautiful day outside, sunny as could be, optimistic as hell. I went for a bike ride, and I was taught this Dutch word halfway to the sauna, and that word was aangereden. And if I pronounce it badly, if you don't know what it means to be slammed into. And I found out that life is a transition. 1 second you're going on your way to a sauna, the next second you're flying in the air like a bird. Which is awesome. Flying is incredibly nice. Landing sucks. Yeah, I took off fine. Not a piece of injury because a scooter came around a corner out of nowhere and all of a sudden I went, "Scooter!" I didn't say it actually, I said, "Ah!" Which is all you can say at that moment. And then I went flying through the air for a little while. And I remember flying thinking, this is cool. And that didn't last because life, it's a transition. At that point, I went from being a healthy guy in the air to a broken dude on the ground. Yeah, and I did what any American would do, was I screamed, "Fuck!" Because we don't have words like "Godverdomme," which you can't scream. You know, "Godverdomme." It takes too long. How do you do that, you know?
There are better words.
Yeah, is there? Which was your choice of?
A1.
Well, "kut." Yeah, "kut" is always a good, yeah. Yeah. But even though "fuck" is a great word, though, because you build up the fuck. You know, it's a way to express yourself about politics, or like why no one's fixed the environment. You know, there's got to be a reason. Yeah. So I called an ambulance, and the guy only 112, because you don't dial 911 because that didn't get you shit. And he said to me, "Are you going to pass out?" And I said, "I don't think so." So he told me to take a taxi. My arm was legitimately broken, right? And it's not that easy to like do this, you know, at all. Take a taxi. So I said to him, "You know, I'm getting a little dizzy. I think I might pass out." "Oh, we'll send you a taxi." Thanks. That's the Dutch efficiency right there. Taxi got there. He offered me fentanyl. Yeah. As an American, I felt offended. Just give me some heroin. Cut to the chase. You can get fentanyl with a taxi. You got to set it up beforehand. It's a whole big thing. Got to know the guy. But the ambulance, he had it, and he puts a shunt in my arm, and I felt a wave of relief. It was just wonderful. It was just like, oh, you know, the wave of relief. And he said to me, "Now I'm going to give you the fentanyl." I said, "What the hell was that?" He said, "Saline." I don't know if he got the bottles mixed up. That was some really good salt. All I can tell you, the salt was fantastic. So he gave me the fentanyl. I'm thinking, all right, salt was that good. How good is fentanyl going to be? I've heard good things. It's worth dying for. Nothing. Not a thing. Completely. How do you die for a drug that is that useless? Give me some salt. I mean, you know, salt's worth it. You put that in your food, you're like, I get to the hospital. The woman's reaction, the nurse, when she walked up to me and looked at my x-ray, was a reaction that if you're in the medical field, don't do this. This is not a proper reaction. Because she looked at my thing and went, and she literally did that. I looked at it and I said, hope that's not me. She said, winner, chicken dinner. And then she had really good bedside manner because she made up for it. Because she said to me, "Would you like a shot of morphine?" Yeah. This is a man who knows. Have you had the morphine?
Not yet.
Not yet? I don't know what it's like if you know a guy, because I mean, I knew a person that, you know, they were in medical uniform. Anybody do morphine? Any morphine people? Have you had it? Did you like it?
I think so.
And
you,
what'd you feel about morphine? Good, bad?
Amazing.
And also,
Yeah.
the other people, do you agree with this? Oh, you're one of those people. I've heard, yeah, a lot of people say it doesn't work on them. This is horrible, horrible thing to have of all the genes in the world. Morphine doesn't work on me. Yeah, and how about you? Did morphine was good, or? Everyone who's had it, except for the people it doesn't work, agree. Morphine is fantastic. Now, we're all injured at the time. I don't know what it's like now. It must be incredible. So if there's any doctors, give me a call. That was the best thing about getting hurt, getting sent to the house of paracetamol. Yeah, everybody says they give them paracetamol all the time, but me, they're like, would you like morphine? You know, they say if you call up for a doctor's appointment, they don't send you anything. A little while later, I had a stroke. Yeah, you call up the ambulance asking for an ambulance, you had a stroke, they don't quibble. Sent me an ambulance right away, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, you think of life is like, how bad could it be? You've broken your arm, have some surgeries, it's over now, yay! No. God has a plan. A shitty, shitty plan. It involves all of us getting older and unfortunately dying one day, which we all can see coming, but we're all like hoping it won't happen now. And it won't. It's okay. Everything's fine. I had a stroke. I'm okay. Here, you can still kind of understand me. I talked like this before the stroke. So it's not like it's, you know, it's okay. I can say that I did have a stroke. It's crazy. Yeah, I went to sleep one afternoon, took a nap. I went to sleep with Socrates. Woke up an hour later. Strokates. That man's teaching me Dutch. It's a great excuse, by the way, if you forget anything, because like my memory's not perfect now. If I forget anything, I can say, you know, I had a stroke. It's good. Sympathy's fantastic, you know. Like I said, life is a transition, you know what I mean? It's like I'm becoming more and more zen as I've got older. I'm trying to become zen. It's like, you know, because it's like you worry too much about life. You should forget about yesterday. You know, just focus on the now. Easiest way to do that? Have a stroke. You know? I don't remember yesterday too well whatsoever. I focus on the now. You know? And as far as what's going on in the future, apparently I'm going to get the light. You see, I can see the future. That's the thing. I'm focusing on the now. Wait, not yet. Wait, not yet. It's a few moments from now. But anyway, like I say, life is a sort of an adventure. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen. You know, that's one of the things I love living here. The difference between being in the U.S. and being here. An American's greatest fear is running out of ammo. And a Dutch's biggest fear is having an ongezellig evening. If you don't know the word gezellig, it's this wonderful Dutch word. It's a fantastic night that we all do together. You can meet in a basement somewhere, in the middle of an anarchist club, have a really lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the nice things about being here in general. Dutch itself is a hard, weird-ass language. And you people learning Dutch, have you tried to do your Dutch? No one's learning Dutch? You all speak it fluently?
Yep.
Anybody not speak Dutch? Oh, this is a great Nederlands. Oh, one person, you know, graag gedaan, you know. I spoke Dutch to my Greek family, and they thought I had another stroke. She handed me something, and I said, you know, thanks. She said, thanks, and I said, graag gedaan. She said, what the hell was that? I said, it's Dutch. Graag. It's such a nice word, graag, you know, please, nice, graag. That's the thing, every other language has all the sounds to work with. Like tonight, in English, I haven't gone graag once. Been able to use lots of words, lots of sounds, lots of communication, no gachen. Dutch can't come up with a word without gachen in it. You know, even enough is too many gachs in it. It's just like enough is enough, right? No, genoeg. Genoeg. What's the deal with that? I don't get that. Anyway, so I'm happy to be here in the Netherlands, and it's cheaper to be hurt. Because if you're in the U.S., not only did you have a stroke, but you have $1 million to pay off. And that sucks. You know? But like I said, I'm finding out that life itself is sort of like, it's like life is a river. Because you can't quite stand it in the same place twice, you know what I mean? It kind of flows and flows. And it's even more than that, like even friendships are like a river, because it takes two banks to make a river. By yourself, you can just be a beach, which is where that saying comes from. Life is a beach. My name is Socrates. You guys are great. Thanks a lot.
Are you a handshaker or a fist bumper?
I'm a fist bumper.
Yeah.
Those are my broken ass arms.
Yeah. Are you a handshaker? You notice this? It's ever since Corona, because some people, it's like splits. It's like the dichotomy of the Corona. You can still see it with people, can't you? It's like playing rock, paper, scissors with people these days. When you want to say hello, there's everyone goes.